Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this one, we're going to look at how to define dashboards, okay, within Azure DevOps. We are still following our Lab 1 from AZ400 series where we started Agile planning and portfolio management. It's been a very long lab. I already have 5 different videos for this particular lab, and we're going to end with this last video where we're going to look at how to define dashboards. Okay, now dashboards are very important. Okay, it's lets you visualize how your project is doing, how many stories are getting done, what is the velocity. It's all about, like, if you think about Kanban boards, a lot of things that we do. Okay, these are all visual. And the end of a sprint, it's a very common practice to look at like burn down chart and status, how many stories got completed, things like that. So we're going to look at some of that stuff in here in this particular lab. And we're going to use the same agile planning and portfolio management project that we have created at the beginning of this very particular lab. So the first thing, what we're going to do, uh, to review the page, the overview page. If you go to any project's overview page, this is really a very basic dashboard, right? So it's telling you what is about the project, okay? And then it's giving you a very quick stats, and it's telling you that you have 165 work items that's got created. We got 2 different repos. Looks like there's not much about the pipelines. No build pipeline or no deployment is currently being set up at Sims. We do have stats for the comments, and we have stats for how many work items got completed. It's good. Now, what we want to do, we're going to go to the dashboard over here. Okay, so again, so we came to overview. Then overview gave us a very basic dashboard. From here, we want to go to the dashboards and see what we have. Okay. Now, if necessary, on the dashboard pane in the upper left corner in the Agile Planning and Portfolio Management with Azure Boards on Team section, select Agile Planning and Portfolio Management with Azure Boards Overview and review the existing dashboard that we have already done. Okay, so the next thing that we want to know, so over here, if you see, the overview is showing up as one of the dashboard, right? So if you want, you can click on this again. If you click on this again, then it's going to give you some more default dashboarding. Let me make that a little bit bigger and see what we have. Again, so what we did, we went to overview. From there, we came down to the dashboards. Okay. And these dashboards, we have actually selected the dashboard for the agile planning and portfolio management. Okay. So this one giving us the welcome, uh, some links, and then it's giving us work assigned for myself. That's me. What I have done, I have one epic, one feature, and one task. How many bugs did I get any feedback? How many work are in progress, and how many works I still need to do? Okay. It's also giving us a stat for user stories by state. Okay. Looks like 4 of them are approved, 9 of them new stories, and we have 4 that's already completed, and 4 of them we have already committed the code. Now again, some stories assigned to me and user stories, list of them they're showing over here. Some more stuff around over here as well. Okay, so again, overview dashboard. The Paul web, I can let me take a quick look at it. So there is really no dashboards configured for that project or that view. But the agile planning and portfolio management with Azure boards, this one got a really good, uh, uh, a really good overview dashboard that's got created. This one, as I said, I don't think we created anything. This is the one where we have the default dashboard that somebody created. Okay, so let's go back. Let's see what can we do here. Okay, On the dashboard pane, select the drop-down menu next to the Agile Planning and Portfolio Management with Azure Portfolio title and select plus to create new dashboard. So again, go back to the dashboard view, and what we're gonna do, we are gonna create a new dashboard and maybe just click on here. Let's see. So I think that one is probably gonna be okay if you do that way. Some of the things looks changed just a little. Okay, here is the old dashboards. I don't see the new here, so I think it's now part of here Agile Planning. Let me click on that one and then just say new dashboard. Okay, so if you do the new dashboard, we can create a new dashboard. So you need a name for the dashboard. So let's call it the product training. Okay, let's call it that. In the team drop down list, select the Paul web. So we know that we did not configure anything. We didn't see any nice dashboard. So let's select that one so we can create one. So hit create. So let's see what we get. And on the new dashboard plan, click add a widget. So now we created this dashboard, but there's nothing there, no widget. So let's add some widgets. If you click on that one, you have many different options. Okay, and if you use the Azure dashboard, that looks very similar, right? Now on the dashboard pane, click on add a widget. On the widget panel in the search type box, type sprint. So there are some default charts that are already comes with Azure DevOps. Let's look for the sprint. How is the sprint? Now here there's some chart that a lot of teams uses: the burn down, burn up, sprint burn down legacy, sprint capacity, sprint overview, all kinds of stuff. So let's start with the sprint overview. So sprint overview is this. Let's click on that one and hit add. So that added your sprint overview for my project that I started working on. We have 3 work items that's not started and have 16 days remaining on the project. Now next thing, in the rectangle represent the newly added widget, click the settings and in the configure. So every single widget that we're going to add, they're customizable. So let's click on this to configure a little bit better. On the configuration plan, click the close without making any changes. If we wanted, we can do some stuff in here, but right now we're not doing anything. We're just making sure that we know how to customize it. Hit OK. Now on the configuration, so back on the add widget pane in the search box, we're going to search for the sprint again, and this time we're going to get the sprint capacity. So here's my sprint capacity. Once we got that one, I can hit add. So that added the sprint capacity in here as well. Okay, and what would you we'll hit done editing in a little bit. Now in here, just with a small dashboarding, you know that you know how many days are remaining and how many backlog items are there, how many not started, and do we have enough capacity in there. We know about all of it. Right now I know that we are over planned for the sprint because we don't have enough capacity. So this is additional hours and we don't have enough people. With that, I can click on done editing. Okay, so that moved that bar that we had to the right. And on the vertical navigation plane of the Azure DevOps portal, select the board and select the queries. So now you go back to board and go to queries. Let's see what we can do there. Now in here, we can also create new queries. So let's create a new query. And in the new query, this is just like a SQL query. Well, these are not really SQL. This is probably closer to TSQL, but it gives you like the visual way to configure your query. It's really nice. So for here, uh, on that query, in the my queries pane, so this is what it is. We are uh, going to add a new query. Okay, so let's just do new query. Am I already at the new query? Yes, I'm at the new query. So let me go back. So my query, okay, again boards, boards, then boards, and queries, and new query. Okay, so we are at the right place. So in this one, what we'll do on the editor pair of the queries, my query span in the value drop down. Okay, so in the value drop down, what do we need? In the value drop down mode, and you have to be careful on what you're seeing. Okay, uh, in the second row in the field column, select area path. So second row in the field column, let's use the area path. What is my area path? Maybe at the top, area path. Okay, and there are so many things that you can configure. It's unbelievable how great that is. Okay, so we have chosen that one. Okay, no, we missed this one. On the editor tab queries, my query span in the value drop-down list of the work item type row, select task. So here we're gonna select queries, my query span in the value drop-down list. I don't see the value. This is the value drop-down list. Okay, maybe I need to do that one first. Let me go back. Okay, you gotta make sure that you're following this properly. Okay, let's go back in the value field. Let's start with this one and see if I can find which one, the task first. Where's my task? Here's task. Okay, I got that one. So this is the one that we have configured. Work item type is task. So the next one, in the second row in the field column, select area path. So again, second row. So that means this row. So the first row is already done. Second row in the field column, and we're gonna use area path. So that's what we tried just a little. So area path a little bit ago. And the corresponding value, we're gonna use agile planning and portfolio. So here now, agile planning and portfolio management, and make sure we have the right one. And I want down to the pull web, so that is probably the right one. Yep, and we got that, and then we can save the query, and that's about it. So once you try to save the query, okay, you need a name. In the new query pane, enter name text box, web task. Let's copy the name, use the same name, and select shared query. What kind of query it is? It's a shared query, and hit OK. Okay, and the great thing about this one, so you were saying, hey, go and find the work item type if it's a task, and if it's in the particular project for Paul Web, list it here. So it's really going after and looking for all the task items. So it's ignoring the features and epics and anything else. It's very, very nice, right? You're only interested in the task and it's picking those up. And this is actually the query result. Very powerful. So we have done that. Now, the next thing we can do, since we are here, we can in the new query, uh, let's see, we have done this in the new query panel in the enter name text box web tab. So we have done all that. Select the charts tab. So here is a charts tab. We don't have any chart yet, so let's create a new chart as well. Okay, and again, there are so many different kind of charts and customization that you can do. In the chart name panel, what we'll do, we'll use the web task by assignment. So copy the name, we'll modify that, call it web task by assignment, add a T. In the group by drop down, in the group by, we're gonna select assign to what, and then you have count, work items, value, descending, they all look pretty nice. And we're going to say okay. And so what it's telling you that, hey, we have web tasks, two different tasks that we have. One is assigned to the student guide and another is not assigned. So this is also telling you how, if there are any tasks that needs to be assigned. Very nice graph. Okay. And that's about it. So go ahead and have fun with creating more graphs, and just work with them. So here is your results that is coming from the queries. Here's the chart, and again we created our own little tiny dashboard. Again, you can go back to the boards. Okay, here's your backlog, here's your sprint, and here's the queries, and this is a shared query that we have created uh, for all of that. Okay, so that's the end of the lab. So play with this, have fun, enjoy, and if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave your comments. Okay, and that's about it. Enjoy yourself. Have a good day. Thank you. See you in the next video.